Hello everyone watching. This is the Samsung Galaxy S22 ULTRA, and today let's see how good this smartphone actually is. This phone was launched on 9th of February 2022, making it exactly 1 year and 1 day old as of this recording. And this is last year's flagship, the latest and greatest from Samsung. Today, let's see how great or not this smartphone actually is. Well, in 2023, you can get this smartphone in brand new condition for around 1 lakh rupees, and in the used market or the refurbished market, the prices range anywhere from 60,000 all the way to 80,000, depending where you get it from and what condition you buy it from. Well, I have been using this smartphone for around 4 to 5 days, and let me give you my thoughts on this. Well, and before that, I'll give you a quick gist of the specs. Well, this smartphone has a 6.8 Quad HD display having a PPI of 500, which is great. The screen is absolutely gorgeous, and this is one of the best screens that Samsung has ever made. Well, the refresh rate on the screen ranges from 10 Hz to 120 Hz, depending on what action you're doing. The refresh rate it changes to save battery. Now, protection is handled by Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and on the back, and the phone comes with an aluminium chassis. The camera setup on the phone is a quad camera setup having a 108 megapixel primary, 10 megapixel periscope, 10 megapixel telephoto, and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. And the selfies are clicked with a 40 megapixel unit, and all the cameras are great. In my opinion, one of the best camera setups on any Android phone till date. I don't know about the 23 series, but up to 22 Ultra, fantastic. Now, this phone has a 5000 mAh battery, and which makes charging the phone a bit of a hassle, because in the box there is no charger. You have to buy the charger separate, and even if you buy the charger separate, it comes to a max charging speed of 25 watts. And to charge this phone from 0 to 100 on an average charger, which I have here, it takes around 2 hours, which in 2023 standards, it's pathetic. This phone should have come with a charger in the box, and it should have supported at least 45 to 65 watts of charging. Because see, the Oppos, OnePluses, Vivos, the other phones, they have fantastic charging technology. They've got big batteries and they charge very fast. Now, some people would argue that fast charging causes damage to the battery, and I am also an advocate to that. But see, 2023 technology has advanced so much that if they can handle that speed and battery remains well, why can Samsung not? Something that these guys should work on. Anyways, apart from that, the storage on the storage unit, there's 12 GB of RAM, 256 GB of storage, and the storage speed is UFS 3.1, which is almost the best. But right now, the latest and greatest is UFS 4.0, which comes in the S23 lineup. Well, the processing part on this phone is handled by a Exynos 2200 chip, and in the US, it comes with a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. Now, I don't know why Samsung did this for rest of the world 220 processor, and their favorite US market Snapdragon processor. It's okay, but I don't think that worked out for Samsung very well, because the 23 lineup is coming with a specially tuned Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor that is specially tuned for the S23 lineup. Now, the most important part, my user experience that I have had with this phone for the past 4 or 5 days. Well, I would give it out of 10, I'd give it a 6, max 7, because see, I have justifications for that. Now, to give some background, I have been using OnePlus 6 for more than 5 years. I bought this phone when it launched, and I have been using that ever since. And this was a fantastic phone, but in that time, not today. And I finally upgraded to this. I was lucky enough to have this phone, and I've been using it for a couple of days. Now I will give you a couple of pros and cons. Let's start with the pros first. The screen is absolutely fantastic. 6.8 inches, bright colors, very punchy, good refresh rate, and even the battery management on this phone is quite well. If you charge it to 100%, I think it would last on moderate use almost an entire day, if not a day and a half. Now, the other great thing about this phone is the camera setup. I have taken some fantastic pictures with this, which will pop up on your screen right now. You be the judge and tell me in the comments if they are good or not. And this phone has 12 GB of RAM, so ultra fast, but that 12 GB of RAM I think is underutilized because of the Exynos 2200 chip, because sometimes it just doesn't feel snappy. Now whenever I buy a phone, I change the animation speed to 0.5 seconds, which makes it seem faster than it actually is. But even after doing that, sometimes there are some jitters on the phone, which I would not expect in a flagship which cost 1 lakh rupees in India. Well, the other part is the ergonomics. See, this is a chunky boy. 5000 mAh battery, 6.8 inch display, and this quad camera setup makes it quite heavy and quite thick if you look at it. See, you be the judge. This is very slim. This is very comfortable to hold in the hand because of the weight and the slimness of this phone. Whereas this, after some time, at least with my, I don't know, average small big hands, but I'd say average, this is okay. Someone who has big hands would be very comfortable using this phone, but for average people like me, it's a task getting from here to here. But MKBHD can do that great. He's a big guy. Okay, that's that. And another bad aspect about this phone, I would say, is, see, I'm not really sure about if it's the case with this particular unit or the entire 22 Ultra lineup, but I get terrible reception on this phone. I don't know why. I've gone to the store, I have gotten a new software installed. They did a complete wipeout of the system and they reinstalled it again to remove any bugs. But even then, cell phone reception is bad. Call drops are frequent. The person who I'm speaking to cannot hear my voice properly, and internet connection is terrible. Whereas on this 2018 phone, cell reception was fantastic. Download speeds were absolutely great, and on this it is a huge letdown. Now I don't know if it's a problem with this particular unit. If anyone who has a 22 Ultra has experienced this, please let me know, and if you do have any suggestions to fix it, tell me that as well. And that's about it. See, you can't really complain much with this phone because the company has put in a lot of effort making this phone. Well, since this is a Ultra series phone, this comes with an S Pen, and this little gadget is absolutely great. Now, my most favorite feature about this S Pen is not all these features, but how quick this is. This has a latency of under 10 seconds, which makes it almost as if you're writing in real time. There is no lag. Okay, at least my eyes cannot feel if there is lag. And my most favorite app to use with this S Pen is this Pen Up. Now, whatever you can do on a canvas or on a blank sheet of paper, you can do everything with this pen on this phone. It lets you make your phone a blank canvas to sketch and draw whatever you want. So this is a great feature. And in conclusion, what shall I say? Well, apart from the network issues, I think this is a damn fantastic phone, and if you get at the right price, it's a great purchase. It's premium, it's a flagship, and in most conditions it won't let you down. So if you're considering buying a 23 Ultra or even a 22 Ultra, if you have the budget, go for the 23. If you want to save some money, buy this instead and just do great. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, evening, morning, wherever you're watching, Bye bye.